It's all about what they're searching for. Like if you can find what everyone is searching for and make a video on that, they're going to find you super easily.
Knowing what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So apparently nobody's searching the No Easy Way Out
No Easy Way
podcast. So tell your friends to search it. We got some great topics that we discuss, right?
The podcast starts now.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can be wrong.
Hey guys, welcome back to season 2. Season 2, Zach, of No Easy Way Out podcast.
We finally made it, man.
Finally made it. Episode 1, season 2. We are excited to bring it to you. As you can see, we've introduced here ourselves. This is our producer, Zach. He's normally behind the camera, but this season we're going to put him in front of the camera.
Co-hosting, baby.
Even though he has a face for radio. We are excited to have him on the show, and we are excited to bring you season 2. So welcome to the No Easy Way Out podcast. We are coming to you, as always, from the Armory in beautiful downtown Owasso, and we are excited about it. Today's episode is brought to you by AZ Business Solutions. AZ Business Solutions is a full-service digital marketing agency located right here in Owasso, Michigan, right here in this very building, right here
In this very
at this
room.
very desk. We both work there.
We are easy.
From responsive web design, search engine optimization, cutting-edge graphic design, quality video production, and professional photography, AZ is focused on one thing: delivering great results and growing your brand from A to Z. That's technically two things.
Yeah.
But it's still
I
focused
wrote
on
the
those
script,
things.
so I'm sorry.
Good job, Zach. Good job. Visit AZ online today
You're
at
fired.
azee.co. That's az.co. Or give us a call at 866-360-AZEE. Or that's 2933, I believe is the numbers. So today I want to introduce you to a great friend of mine, a colleague of mine, one of the most talented dudes around, I think. Really, honestly, one of the most talented dudes in our area. And that guy is the one, the only Michael Masters. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Zach. Thanks for having me, dudes.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you. And Michael Masters is a great name. I mean, Masters. Did you change your, is that like a stage name or is that your real last name?
That is my authentic name.
Are you a rapper?
My given name.
That's amazing. Michael Masters. So, Michael, I know what you do, but why don't you tell our audience a little about who you are and what it is that you do here in the community?
Cool. Yeah, I am. Most of my friends and my clients know me as a freelance graphic designer. But I wear a few different hats. Especially.
I like the hat you're wearing today.
Thank you very much. This is my this is my go-to Kangol hat. But,
Yeah.
I am also I'm an employee. So I'm a freelancer. I work for myself, but I'm also an employee at a window company. A lot of people don't know that. I do insulation there, install insulation in people's attics, as well as measure windows. So I have a big history in home improvements. And then I'm also an online reseller. I resell through eBay, and an aspiring YouTuber.
Yeah, so you got your hand on a little bit of everything. But again, super talented guy. If you've been to the Johnny V's in Perry, and you go in there and you look at all the amazing artwork up on the wall, this is all credit to Michael Masters. I mean, it was his genius. We kind of come up with the concept. We threw some clip art ideas to him, and then he hand sketched everything out and said, what do you think? We loved it. And then he took all of those graphics, fit them to size to go around the doors and the windows, and it's just amazing. And it gets so much great response every time they're over there. It looks so cool. It's a visual, I don't know what the word is. It's visually amazing. And so all hand drawn by Michael Masters, and he's worked with us on other projects. He's fantastic. So in the world of graphic design, I mean, I've never met a guy that's more talented, and he really, really is good. If you have graphic design needs, logos, artwork, really customized personal stuff, Michael is your guy. We would highly recommend him, and that's why we work with him whenever we can.
Thanks, Tom.
So, Michael, how long have you been doing graphic design?
Oh, I've been doing this for all my life, pretty much. I
Always
guess,
been creative?
Yeah, I can date it back probably to when I was a youth. I did a lot of. I guess I was a good designer. I didn't even know it, but I was an music artist. I played in punk rock bands for like most of my youth. And
Singer, a guitar player? What do you?
I did a little bit of everything
Yeah?
there too.
One man band?
Yeah, sort of. But no, I had I fronted most of my punk rock groups singing and playing guitar, and then I loved creating the flyers for our shows. So I guess I didn't realize it at the time, how much of a composition this was. Like you'd have dates on there, how much it was going to be, the other bands that were going to be on the bill too, and then there's a hierarchy of the information you had to display, and then you had to include all the graphical elements on top of that. So it was like, it fitting a large amount of information that visually communicates a message to people. Like I was doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I just loved doing that. And then, so, fast forward to, actually it was, I started Baker College here in Owasso for a digital media design degree. I attended for Baker digital media design, and it was 2014. So
And you studied their program there, and at what point did you say, I could turn this into a job, and this is something I could do to make some money?
Man, it was like I was in school and I was already kind of bidding on projects.
Yeah.
So I had the church that I was part of, Owasso First Church of the Nazarene. They had a identity redesign that they were looking to do, and I told them that I wanted to be the one to do this, and I was still in school at the time, so it was a fun project. I just way outdid myself for that, and just went to town on it, and it was a great experience.
And it doesn't seem like work when you're doing something you enjoy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was like it was a lot of experience with working with committees too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of small business deals we do are like one-on-one, or you're talking to a small business owner. But this was like a group of people that you had to like almost work with and present your proofs to and things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we do a lot of graphic design here. I love graphic design. I love looking at the blank canvas and coming up with an idea and a concept. And I think of myself as creative, but I certainly don't have the ability. The thing that's unique about Michael, I mean, when we take on a graphic design project, of course, we always do a little research looking for inspiration, but then we do 99% of it on the computer. We do with some logos, we'll hand sketch a logo first and then put it in and digitize it. But almost everything you do, you're starting it from scratch with hand. I've seen the videos where you're taking your drawing and literally drawing it out on a piece of paper and turning that into amazing artwork. So what are some of the tools that you use what the tools that you like to use for graphic design?
Yeah, I love to keep it just like as basic as possible, to make the. Well, I'm a very detail-oriented guy, as you know, and I've had my own issues, and I guess you might call this a weakness with procrastination and with.
That's I think the designer's plague. Yeah.
Very much so, and it's been crippling at times. So I try to streamline my process as much as I can to prevent any like hiccups that will hold up a project or something, and. So, like, I think my favorite tool would be probably the light pad.
Yeah.
And this is kind of interesting. I spent a lot of time and built a light pad that was about, 2 feet wide or 3 feet wide, but 2 feet tall. And then this thing was like, it had a couple of incandescent lights inside of it. And I put a little switch on it and painted it. And I made it into this, like, elaborate light table, and I barely used it because I had this little Crayola one that I would throw a sheet of letter size paper on, know, and that always did the job because it was so easy to get to.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of speaks to streamlining everything. But
yeah, I
love a light pad because it helps me to revise drawings. I could take my sketches and build them up from there because I'm not one of those kind of I can think it, put it on the paper exactly like I want it to the first time. I'm just not that good at drawing. I know guys that are that amazing.
I disagree, but appreciate your humility.
Yeah, well, it's like, some sketches come out like really good the first time, but I love to revise them.
Yeah.
And then, throw a clean sheet on, turn the light pad on, and then revise
Clean
it
it up,
further. Yeah.
Now, software, as far as software goes, are you an Adobe guy? Are you Corel guy? What?
Yeah,
other?
Adobe all the way.
Yeah, Illustrator.
I use Photoshop. I'll bust into sometime if I want to put like textures on onto stuff, but mostly Illustrators is my jam.
It's your jam. All right. So check out Michael's work. We're going to give you the information of where to find his stuff here at the end of the episode, but his stuff is
Stick
awesome.
around for the end.
Yeah,
to find out.
Stick around. You got to watch to the end, all right? You can just fast forward if you're really bored right now, and then we'll have it there at the end for you. But
we have a surprise guest coming on soon, so don't.
yeah,
so
don't
go anywhere.
go soon. Don't go. We do have a surprise guest. Now, most recently, you've really started to dabble in YouTube, and started to put some of your content on YouTube, and that's what we're going to talk about today, about creating content specifically for YouTube. We're going to talk a little bit about creating for social media and for clients, but specifically in the world of YouTube. And so what made you want to get into, you said at the beginning you're an aspiring YouTuber. What kind of got you into that idea?
Well, it's funny. This kind of ties in a lot to my graphic design history, but I was in graphic design school when we actually had there was a fellow that had arrived into our classroom. We had to do these contests every once in a while, and he Professor Frank, or Mr. Frank as we call him, everyone in the community had probably worked with this fellow, but he would get these projects from local businesses and bring them into the classroom, and then the students would kind of have a competition to design logos or identities or pamphlets sometimes for these clients, and they would get a free design project, and we would get practice in the field. And so Jordan Sovis, who is a local legend in our town here.
Yeah, I've heard of him before.
Yeah, real handsome redheaded fella. he had come in, and prior to us working with him as students, he had a viral video go viral called "The World of Depot," which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I am.
And so when that was all happening, he was kind of like a little celebrity inside of our classroom because his best friend Chris was actually studying with me. And so we would just we would watch the video, we would all laugh and talk about it. And hey, this happened in Owasso, And then he ended up coming in to get his identity done, and so we had a contest. I ended up winning that contest, and he's got the logo that I designed for him to this day. But
nice.
Yeah, that was just a cool experience, and I just remember being like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. I want to do something like that, and I didn't really anticipate that it was going to be something that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Until I started doing it, and then once I started doing it, I'm like, man, I could do this full time, and that's
love
what
it
I want
and
to do
enjoy.
this full time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always great when you can do something that you love and something that's fun and enjoyable, and then you can get paid for it. I mean, that's like the double win.
Yeah.
That's the double win.
double
So
win.
now listen,
Dodge.
we're about to have the greatest segue of all time, because speaking of a handsome redheaded Jordan Sovis,
We have
he's
one
here
in
today.
the
Jordan,
building,
come on in. Welcome, Jordan, to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Jordan, let's get
Where'd
you
that come from?
Let's get you headphoned up here, buddy, and join in the show with us. Now, Jordan Sovis was actually our first guest ever on the No Easy Way Out podcast, episode 1, season 1. He forgot to iron his shirt that day, but
been a joke around here for a while,
It
yeah.
was a great episode. You got to go check it out. We didn't know what we were doing. He did, but we figured it out. We're here at season 2 now, and we are excited to have him back, because in the world of YouTube, Jordan has a great deal of expertise as well. And the cool thing is all 4 of us have worked together. And so when we were talking about who do we want to get to talk about content, we're like, these are the 4 guys right now, especially these 3 here that I have with me are the guys that we really want to talk about. So Jordan, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
have
having
you.
me on.
It's good to have you back. I like that mug you got there. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sharp. man.
Sporting
That's
my
pretty sharp.
AZ
And your
Yeti mug right
shirt
here.
looks crisp today, so
Thank you.
that's
Yeah.
great. Good job.
didn't iron
Shout
it,
out to
but I-
Sammy, probably, right? Yeah.
She probably did.
Yeah. So good to have you with us today. So I want to talk about this YouTube sensation. I mean, YouTube is blown up, especially in the last year. And Jordan, you've been doing YouTube for a long time. As Michael referenced, Jordan has had a couple of viral YouTube videos. He had one particularly where he won a national competition for Home Depot called the World of Depot.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Magical World. of
Magical
Depot.
World of Depot. And so he got to go to Vegas and perform on stage and do all kinds of things. And he worked with the incomparable DJ Chewy on those things. And so I want to talk about our YouTube channels, though, as a group, because we all have our own YouTube channel. And we all do something different. So I have a YouTube channel called the No Easy Way Out podcast. If you're watching this right now, hit that subscribe button right below there. and the notification bell so that you get known. We upload an episode every single Monday. And so we do podcasts, and we do a little short clips from the podcast. But that's kind of what we do. And we've been at this for almost a year now, about 10 months, and we have only got 91 subscribers. Now, some people say 91 subscribers in that short of time is great, but, to me, I thought maybe it would be a little bit more. So I want to talk about this idea of getting subscribers. So I want to give each of you the opportunity to talk about your YouTube channel, what it is, what it's called, and then talk about a little bit about what you do on the channel and how many subscribers you have. So let's start here with Zach. Zach's, I'll let you tell your own story.
Yeah, I have my own YouTube channel.
What's it called?
It's just called my name, Zach Snyder. If you want to subscribe,
original.
you can do that. If you don't, it's all good. I don't care. All I care is that you're subscribed to this podcast right here, guys. Noise the Way Out podcast.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
So yeah, I started it back in June with my buddy, and we started reacting to music videos, and it kind of took off. And so within like a month, we had 10,000 subscribers. It was crazy, honestly. And so we split the channel a little while back, and so now it's just mine. But yeah, so I basically just react to Korean pop music and Bollywood music. So that's pretty much what the basis of the channel is.
So it started with they had reacted to a really popular song that the music video. Shawn Mendes video dropped that day. They reacted to it that day.
Like 1 hour later, yeah.
Yeah, and so that they used the right key phrases, and so that search brought up their video a lot, and so they got recognition there, and they started doing some more. Well, then they realized there was this K-pop craze, and I'm telling you, these two guys, especially Zach, they're like famous in Korea,
in
South Korea. Yeah, I mean, if they wouldn't be able to walk the streets without getting mobbed. Now here in America, nobody knows who they are.
Nobody knows this.
But South
It's all good.
Korea,
I can go to Walmart and I'm fine.
Yeah. And then they started doing Bollywood, and they're pretty big in India too.
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
Indian audience is huge. So yeah. Thank you for all the
So
support.
they're international superstars, but especially Zach here. And so he's kind of taking a different approach. They kind of look at what's trending and react to things that people are watching, and it's really worked out for them. They've been able to monetize their channel a little bit. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Jordan, you've had a YouTube channel for how long?
Oh, a long time. I started it when I was
Before it was cool.
Yeah, like 20, I think. I started my YouTube channel, and
We don't know how old you are, so how long ago was that?
well, that would have been 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So.
He's 30. Okay,
So
he's 30.
he's 30, everybody. Quick math.
So it's called Kick Flipper Guy, my YouTube channel. And when I started it, I just kind of started making silly, spoof videos. And I was really into music, so I was like, I'm going to make music videos. And so I started making silly music videos. And the channel, quickly.
Like a modern-day Weird Al.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Modern day.
Most of it was all just original stuff that I would just come up with. And, I was always the kid in school that was always tapping on the desk, and teachers were saying, "Stop that!"
Yeah.
So I took my talents and applied that to YouTube when I got a little bit older, and and then I did the Home Depot video and a couple other videos that got pretty big, and then I stopped. So I wish I had more time to keep up on it. But, I love YouTube. It's just now I'm doing professional videos, so it's not a priority.
Yeah. So your channel has how many subscribers?
A little over 4,000.
A little over 4,000. And you said at one point, I know we were talking before the show, you said at one point you were using the monetization program.
Yeah.
But because you stopped putting out content, they took you off that, correct?
Right. Yeah, I was making about $100 a month, and then.
So one of YouTube's rules is
kinda
you
cut
have
me
to
off.
put constant content out. You can't just
Right.
put it there and leave it.
Yep.
But as Jordan mentioned, he's gotten busy with his career and doesn't have the same passion for it, but still put some videos out there every now and then. Okay, and then we have Michael Masters, who you started doing YouTube when?
The first video that I uploaded was a Christmas video where I interviewed my son Michael, and that was in December 2016. Yeah, that's when I kind of got my first taste for video production.
What's
And
your YouTube channel called?
It's my name as well, Michael
Masters.
Masters. I'm considering switching to Small Town Creative, which is kind of a moniker I've been using, and it really relates to my audience. So yeah. So that was the first video that I did, and I remember actually Jordan and Alfred helping me edit that too. They had come to my apartment because I was super excited about it, and they had been these guys, him and my other friend Alfred Reidenberg the third have these.
Sounds fancy.
Yes, these guys are known locally, and have a good reputation for doing like video work, contracted video work, and weddings and stuff. So it was just like, I just felt so cool that I was able to like, get some pointers from them, and Jordan knows like everything about the cameras and how they operate. Alfred like had all these like super cool editing tips because we both use the same editing software for that, Premiere, and yeah. So that's where it started.
Oh, you used to use Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
I used to use Premiere Pro.
Yeah,
I still do. These guys both are using
Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro, and I've tried to get in on it, but I still go back to Adobe just because I'm used to it, and I know. But I don't do a lot of video editing anymore.
And if you're paying the Adobe subscription fee, you might as well.
Video editing is definitely not my passion at all. It's not one of my favorite things to do. So that's why we got Zach around.
Yeah,
here.
I love it. I love
Zach
it. It's
loves
great.
video editing. So
I love it too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Funny how the two Final Cut Pro users love video editing.
I'm a big fan of editing as well. That's like
I'm a big fan of
yeah,
anybody
there you
else
go.
editing but me. So.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
All right, so here we have 4 guys that all have YouTube channels, all doing something very different, all have a variety of subscribers and viewers. I think my largest viewed video on my channel has just over 500 views, so certainly nothing viral yet. We're waiting for that big moment here. We're assuming
the one
that-
right here.
We're
This is
assuming,
the one.
these 2 guys are going to be the
bringing us
ticket.
clout,
Like,
yeah.
they're going to give us all the clout we've been looking for. But I really do my YouTube channel. We're going to do a podcast. And so our audio version of our podcast gets a lot more downloads than the video version. Not a lot of people want to watch a 45-minute video or an hour video, although people that have watched it have really, the feedback we've got has been amazing. People really have enjoyed listening to local entrepreneurs talk about their journey and what they do and what their passion is about. And so I'm just passionate about putting this good information out into the world. So I don't really pay attention too much to the subscribers, but I know that's a big thing. Who is the number one YouTuber right now? Who's the biggest out there? Do you guys know?
T-Series is number 1 right now, yeah.
T-Series?
I know PewDiePie's up there.
It
too.
used to be him, yeah, but
What is T-Series? Is that a group? Or
it's an Indian group, yeah.
Indian group.
They make the Bollywood music videos, which I react to.
There you go.
Thank you, T-Series.
So Zach took the good strategy there. Went with number 1. And so you said the other one was what?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie,
And
yeah.
what does he do?
Gaming, I think.
Yeah.
He's a gamer.
Gamer.
He reacts to
Okay.
like the memes and the stuff like
gotcha.
that, yeah.
Okay. So I guess a good place to go would be, who are some YouTubers that, I think we want to try to unlock the key here. What's the secret? So maybe between the 4 of us we can figure it out. But who are some YouTubers that you like to watch and that you subscribe to their content and like it when they put out a new video?
I have a real fun one that I like, and I'm not even sure why I like it. And I think he's probably got the secret for this. But the guy's name is Ola Soy German, and he's a German speaking, or not a German. He's a Spanish speaking YouTuber. He does these. He just picks a topic.
Does he
and
speak any English?
He does, but the videos that I like for him, they're all in Spanish. But
Do you
they're
speak
subtitled.
Spanish? Oh, I was gonna say.
No, they're subtitled. I'm reading it as I'm laughing.
So the Germans speak Spanish, though?
Yes, hola, soy
And
German.
the English person watches it
Yeah.
and reads the subtitles.
It's amazing.
Brilliant.
It's YouTube, man.
It's awesome. No, it's
brilliant.
just really fun stuff. He does these like skits that are back and forth, and they're all him dressed up in different costumes, reacting to himself and interacting with himself. And he'll pick a topic like brothers or hermanos,
Yes.
and then they would, he would just play out a scenario about what it means to be the younger brother, and then he'll be his mom in one scene, yelling at the
Interesting.
older brother and the younger brother.
So are you
laughing.
learning Spanish as you go? I mean,
No.
you just gave us hermanos there. That's more
Well,
Spanish than I know. So
I think I just like that channel so much. I just pick up pieces.
all right,
Yeah.
we like. I love Gary V. Gary V. He throws out a few more expletives maybe than I would like, but I find him highly motivational. I find that we are very like-minded. Like, he says what I'm thinking. I can't articulate it the way he can, but a lot of times he says, I'm like, yeah, that's how I think about it. And a lot of times you have a thought that's different than everybody else, especially when you're a creative person. And sometimes you think, I can't voice that opinion because it's not the popular opinion, but he just doesn't care. He just says what he thinks, and that really resonates with me. And me and my boys love Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
We have the notification bell every time Dude Perfect puts out a video. We're super excited and we watch it. They do the trick shots, so
I think they're almost up to number.
they're getting up
Yeah,
there.
they're pretty high up there. Yeah,
They're getting
Like
up there. Yeah,
30 million.
That's
or
just a
something,
couple
yeah.
of guys that started doing trick shots in their backyard, and now they got this huge facility, and they're sponsored by all kinds of people. So
Sweet.
yeah, they made it on YouTube. They made it, and they're a Christian group of guys, so we kind of like that about them. So, you guys got some favorite?
Yeah, I watch Shane Dawson. He does like conspiracy theory and weird stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not really much for watching YouTube, but I guess if I do, it's
Yeah.
Shane Dawson.
And I'm a big Peter McKinnon fan. As a video nerd, I love when he reviews gear and talks about how to get cool video shots. So
Yeah.
Peter
I
McKinnon.
also like Joe Rogan. I mean, his is a podcast.
yeah.
Similar to ours, he does a podcast, but he puts the videos on YouTube. And, of course, he's interviewing famous people. We can only get celebrities that are celebrities in South Korea and India. So we can't get real celebrities yet, but we'll get there someday. You guys are local celebrities, but so really we have all of us like completely different. I mean, the variety: Spanish, conspiracy theories, video geek, trick shots, motivation. It's all different. So there's so much content on YouTube. So much. I mean, you can literally, they're saying that YouTube is becoming the #1 search engine, even above Google. People go there to look for videos before they go to look for information. And so, man, I mean, last week I needed to, I went to my headlight on my Chevy Suburban was burnt out. And I went to the place I get my oil change. They do it. And I said, can you change the bulb? It'd be like $10. And they're like, oh, it's $85. I'm like, $85? Why? Well, you have to basically tear the front of the vehicle off. So I went and watched a YouTube video, and I went and did it myself in like 20 minutes, and it was a complicated job, but some joker from Texas with a crazy accent I could barely understand fixed his old Chevy Suburban and showed me how to do it. And so, I mean, literally can find everything. So with
And it's the year and model of your specific car
exactly,
that you can find. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it was out there. I literally put in my year, make, and model, and the video was there. And so, how do you, I mean, with so much content, how do you break through the noise and get your content noticed? Or is that important?
good keywords, good timing, like with what's going on, in the news or outside world. If you use those, like you said, Zach posted the video, perfect timing with a music video release, and that just so happened to lift him up. And there's a little bit of luck in it there with that.
Sure.
But the other aspect is using the proper keywords and
It's all about what they're searching for. Like if you can find what everyone is searching for and make a video on that, they're gonna find you super easily.
knowing what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently nobody's searching the No Easy Way
No
Out
Easy Way
podcast. So tell your friends to search it. We got some great topics that we discuss, right? So there's this phrase that I keep hearing, and I want to share this with you guys. You've probably heard it when it comes to the world of YouTube. It's something that Gary Vee actually says a lot. It's content over quality. And as a perfectionist, as a creative, as an artist, I would say, that makes me cringe almost to hear that phrase, content over quality, because I like anything that I put out to have a certain stamp of quality. I mean, certainly other people put out more quality work than me, but I like to know that I did the best that I could do. I used to have a boss that would tell me that I monumentalize the trivial, meaning that I make the little tiny details way too important. And that's just how I've always been. So for me to just throw out something there that I don't care about, or I'm not passionate, or I don't feel like I put myself into it, it's difficult. But I guess it's a matter of what you want to do on YouTube. Like for me, I just want to put content out there. But if you're looking to monetize YouTube, I mean, Zach's making some money, and he's found a way to really get it. But his thing, he said, is put out content regularly. At one point, they were putting out videos every single day.
Yeah, like 3 videos a day. Yeah.
Yeah, and based on what people are searching for.
Right.
Yep.
So if you want to do that, that's probably how you got to do it. But what are you guys' thoughts as artists? What are your guys' thoughts about that phrase, content over quality? How does that make you feel?
I think it makes you feel. It's like you're. It's like you got to do it their way, and that, you got the YouTube algorithm. Everyone's always talking about the algorithm. You have to satisfy the certain requirements, and they like favor certain things too. You know, when
Yeah, they'll help you push it.
like Jordan was saying, if you're not a consistent creator and you decide to slow down or whatever for your own personal reasons, I mean that might be like the best business decision, and that was for him. But like if YouTube's thing is to advertising revenue is important to them, so they, in order to get those ads, they have to have the content to attach it to, and if you're like a regular contributor to the platform, then they tend to favor it in the algorithm. They tend to show more people
For sure. Yeah.
your video. And I've noticed this too when I would release a video. It would be like it would almost like they would give it an initial push
Yeah.
to begin with. And because I check my stats, I try not to do it too much. It kind of can get addictive. But
You did introduce me to YouTube Studio. The
Yes.
show. Yeah, so I'm checking this out here. Not impressive on my end, but
yeah, so you get that first push when you like first release something, and it's almost like they're throwing it out there to see how people interact with it, especially when someone is with a small subscriber base. I'm at like 350 or something right now, but I think they want to create big YouTubers eventually, and
well, I've
nourish
read
them.
I've read a little bit about the algorithms because we do a lot of social media management here. So I'm reading about the Facebook algorithms and the Instagram algorithms and even the YouTube algorithm, and they build in these buttons, the like button, the subscribe button, and then the comment section. And so a lot of it is based on not only just number of likes or number of comments, but the frequency of them and the quickness of them. So in other words, if you post a video and within 10, 15 minutes you're getting a bunch of likes and comments, their algorithm catches that and pushes it out for you, because that tells their algorithm this is content that people like. And so even if you have a video that gets 400 or 500 views or 1,000 views, but it takes a week to get there, it tells them this is interesting but not that interesting. And it's all robotic, and so it doesn't really know what the content is. It's just basing on the reactions of the people watching it and reacting to
And
it.
retaining your retention. That's what the word I was looking for.
Retaination.
But if you watch 10 seconds of the video, then
Right.
YouTube knows that. If you watch the full thing,
Exactly.
YouTube knows that.
Yeah. So break it
Watch
through.
time's real big.
Break it through the algorithm is tough, and so then you get to the question is, what do I want to do with YouTube? What do I want to do with YouTube? So Zach, you have a good story about Zach's his passion really is filmmaking, and you've made a few short films.
Yeah.
But talk about basically the amount of work, your reaction videos versus the amount of work of your short films,
Yeah.
and then the reaction you've got on YouTube.
Yeah, so basically, the reason why I started doing YouTube is to build a fan base through the reactions, right? And then have them watch my short films. And I realized that it doesn't really work that way, because like when someone subscribes to your channel, they're subscribed for a reason, right? They want to see you react to this. So I'll make a reaction video, and it'll take like 40 minutes for the whole process. And I'll get, maybe 20, 30,000 views, just depends. And then I'll spend probably 40 hours on a short film, and I'll get like 1,000 views at best. And so it can be a little discouraging, to spend so much time on something that you're passionate about. It doesn't get any views.
It doesn't get the reaction. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
You're bringing in your last one. You brought in actor,
Yep.
film crew, lighting, setting stage. I mean, multiple locations. It's a lot of work, and so that's why I think it's important. I think Zach's strategy was good. Let's build an audience so that I can have someone to show this to, and then finding that hasn't really worked. But I still have this thing that's working, and it's making
still
money.
there, right,
It's making me money. Well, I can still do it, and it's fun. But, as creators, we all have a passion for something, and the things that we put on YouTube are things that we want. I think today there's this pressure to really, like you said, focus on the stats and the numbers. And I know me personally, and I want to hear your guys' opinion, but me personally, I just have determined, I'm just going to put out good stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just going to put out good stuff. And if people like it, great. If they don't, fine. But I think I love the fact that someday my grandkids are going to be able to watch me on the No Easy Way Out podcast. They'll be like subscribers 92 and 93, right?
Yeah.
You know, I
You're
think
probably already a celebrity in your own household. I
yeah,
imagine.
yeah, the kids don't really care that
No?
much, but
Okay.
but you know, I have, you know, I want to put out things that I love and that I care about, and I know that the right person will see it and it'll affect the right people. Again, the response that we've had is great, but there are times where it's like, man, why is nobody watching? Why is nobody subscribed? Even the people that are close in my circles, you know, why aren't they watching it? And so to me, like, I never even knew either of my grandfathers. One of them passed when I was a baby. The other one was in a nursing home with a stroke and then passed before I really ever could know him. And so, man, to be able to go and see something that they said or did would be really cool. So to me, it's like it's about legacy, but that's not what everybody's goal is. So, I mean, I think you need to understand when you do this and you're going to put all the work, because, you know, doing a podcast sometimes it's a lot of work. We have a busy schedule here, but we do it because we love it. We enjoy it. It's fun. It doesn't seem like work to us. And I want to put out good stuff. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think anything that you're passionate about can generate interest if you're really genuinely passionate about it.
Right.
And like you were saying, it's also a window into the past. So it's a multi-purpose tool. You know, your kids, when they're older, they can look back at you when you're younger. And I just love that aspect of being a window into the past, especially if you're passionate about it. So why not? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how many views do you get on the ones you love doing?
The most I've ever gotten on a short film was 3,200.
Like
And
3,200 on average views.
The average is like a 1,000 or so, yeah.
Okay.
1,500 maybe.
Because that's a lot to me.
Okay, yeah.
And so, and the reason why I even mentioned that was because you're used to this,
Yep.
the viral
yep.
stuff.
Mhm.
And
Got a little
like,
spoiled,
so
yeah.
anything
Yeah.
less than
True,
that is
yeah,
going to
yeah.
seem like
Yeah.
So I would say that's pretty. That's quite a good amount. You
Yeah.
know? I think like my largest video is 2,000. 2,000 views on it. So.
But if you watch Michael's content, I mean, it is fantastic. The
Way
stuff
better than mine, I'm
The
sure.
stuff that he's doing is so creative and so original and so good. You got to go check it out. But, man, maybe it can get discouraging to people who realize, man, I did so much to make this video a possibility. I mean, if you've never edited a video from start to finish, it's a process. It's time consuming, especially if you're attentive to detail and you're particular about things. You can really sit there and monumentalize little things that people won't even notice, but you do. And so I think I want people listening today to understand that try not to focus on the subscribers, the views, the likes. It'll make you agonize. If you believe in what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing and you enjoy it, don't allow people's action to it or lack of reaction to it to discourage you from doing what you're passionate about. Just do it. And I think it's just about being consistent, about getting that stuff out there. I mean, I was talking about Gary Vee earlier. I mean, he talks about when he first started 10, 12 years ago, nobody watched his stuff. I mean, he'd get a few, but at some point he got the right person and now people go back and watch his old stuff and they're like, wow, this is amazing. And so I think it's just, don't get caught up in the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're caught up with the numbers, at least what I used to think is like, oh, I need to be pumping out continually really quality content in order to retain my numbers. But what I realized is if I was really concerned about the numbers or over my passion for it, then what I should have been considering more so is just creating content and getting it out there, because it almost becomes at that point becomes a conveyor belt where you just need to, it's more about speed and quantity rather than quality. Which I'm passionate as a videographer about quality, and quality takes time.
Yeah. Well, and Zach and I have talked about this, that when it becomes a job and you have to do it because people are demanding it, it almost takes the fun out of it. And so you really have to just ask yourself what you want. You really have to ask yourself what you want. Do you want to have fun with it and enjoy it? Or do you want it to be your livelihood? Do you want both? And then you just got to be patient and be consistent with it.
We were so happy. The first like $3 we made in the channel was like so happy, and then like 3 months later we're making so much money, and it's like it really wasn't satisfying us anymore. I feel like
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, and I even got to the point where
it became a job kind of. Yeah.
where his buddy, and they're still great friends, but he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. because they're coming up here every night, staying up till midnight, 1 o'clock making videos because South Korea is a different time zone.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and so it just becomes like, oh, I got to do this. And whenever you're doing something, whenever something that you once loved or enjoyed or you were passionate about has now become
Business model.
mundane
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
laborious, taking the fun out of it, it's maybe because you've gotten too focused on the numbers, whether those numbers are
Yeah.
financial numbers or those numbers are, subscribers, whatever. I think don't focus on it. You know, we all know this week that Kobe Bryant passed, and boy, it's really got me thinking about. And he's so young. He gave his whole life to this career, and built all this wealth and all this fame, and now he's finally at a point in his life where he can enjoy it, and someone else is going to be able to
Right.
enjoy it. You know, and it's got me thinking like I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
I just want to be happy in my life. I want to do things that make me happy and that I'm passionate about. And if I make money, great. Obviously, I have to have enough money to provide for my family and take that. But I don't need wealth or fame. If that stuff happens, I'm not opposed to it. But if that's my goal and then I'm constantly making daily decisions to keep up this idea of a lifestyle that I think is going to make me happy, but I'm really not enjoying what I do every day, it's not worth it. And I've even thought recently that I have some opportunities, business decisions that could be financially beneficial for my company. But on the same token, I'm thinking, well, those things, they might give me more money, but is it going to take away some of the freedom I have? Is it going to take away, Wednesday was Have Fun at Work Day, and Zach and I decided to watch comedies on the TV while we're working, So we put on the cable guy, and there's at least 2 or 3 times a day we'll just stop what we're doing and watch a couple YouTube videos because we want to. And, that might not mean a lot to some people, but to me, that freedom is worth something. And so, it's about deciding, do I want to sacrifice that for money? And maybe you do. And if you do, that's fine. I'm not questioning your decision, but I'm just saying, if you get caught up in the numbers and life becomes about the next dollar, the next subscriber, the next comment, then you've become a slave to something and there's no happiness there.
Yep.
And I think I want to be free. I want to enjoy. None of us are promised tomorrow. There's a verse in the Bible that I love that says, what shall a man profit if he gains the whole world and
Yep.
loses his own soul? Like if you lose what's important to you and your passion and the things that mean something to you, what profit do you have? So
Amen.
I just think people need to really be, if you're creating content, whether it's for Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or for a client, really consider what the purpose of what you're doing is, and don't get caught up in the wrong things. That would be my advice.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mean to discourage anybody by saying anything that I was saying either, but I think that people can make it. It's just
Sure, absolutely.
You've got to work hard to make it, and you've got to be willing to put in that work, and it's got to be fun work,
Yeah.
or else you're gonna get
You
discouraged.
can't cheat the process. I
Right.
mean, it is a process. It does take time. And so, Michael, I mean, you're up to almost 400 subscribers. You're doing something you love, and I would say stay encouraged in that. Keep doing what you enjoy, and the subscribers will come.
Absolutely.
When the right people find your content, they're going to be blown away by it. I really believe that.
And perspective too, I think is everything when it comes to the YouTube platform, because you're, thinking of all the other socials too. It's so easy to amass like thousands of people, but on YouTube, it's like drip by drip, and I think that's on purpose, and I think it's the people that actually choose to follow you are legit followers. They're
Yeah.
not just, hey, I went to high school with you, or some random person. They have to make a decision. Yeah, I want to see more of what he's got to offer. And
Right.
so
Yeah. And I think it's the same on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter and on LinkedIn. It just takes time. And, there are certain things that you can put on there that will just naturally go viral if you want to compromise who you are, what you believe. You could put the cure for cancer on YouTube. Literally the cure. But the cat videos will still have more views. They just will. People want to watch what entertains them, and that's okay. That's okay. And so just be committed to what you're doing, and just enjoy it. Just have fun with it. And if it becomes something that you don't enjoy anymore, then don't do it.
There's
If you
something
need to do it to put food on your table, then sometimes that's sometimes you just got to go to work and provide.
yeah.
But if you're doing something only because you want to get to that next step, because you think that next step is going to make you happy, it's an endless pursuit. It's an endless pursuit. You're going to say something?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I think what I was getting around to was kind of like if you see it as a journey, then you can enjoy the present.
Yeah.
And just work on the content that you love, because it's like there's no destination. It's just you're just doing just doing the thing that you enjoy doing. Kind of like as if you were a child again. They have no perception of like there's only so much time in the day. It's just like they just go.
Yeah.
And just do what they got to do.
Well,
so that's why I'm inspired, by my boys a lot.
Yeah. We talked about this on Jordan's first episode about creativity, is that we all were creative as kids.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the way, either an adult told us to stop doing that or stop acting the way Jordan used to tap the drums on his desk and the teacher. And so sometimes we just kind of learn behavior and we stifle our own creativity. And there is such a thing as just knowing the time and the place. School is not the time to play the drums on the desk. So a teacher needed to step in there. But knowing that you still pursued that creative thing and you still make music and you enjoy it and you use it for your ministry now and you use it to worship. I mean, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so, guys, thank you so much for being on the show. We could talk about this for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some great stuff here. Thank you for everything that you contributed. If you're listening today still, you're still watching, you're still waiting for that web address that we promised. It's coming soon, I promise. But if you're listening, if you're watching, and you're a content creator, you're a YouTuber, you're creating content for social media, I would just say don't focus on the numbers. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you're passionate about. Put out that good content, be consistent with it. The right people will see it, and the numbers will follow in due time. It is a journey. Don't get impatient. Don't cheat the process. You may get lucky like Zach here did and find a niche, and if you find a way to do it, that's awesome. And I say go for it and do it. But when that becomes something you don't want to do anymore, don't feel like you're pressured to do that. Life's too short to do something that makes you miserable. They say 94% of Americans hate their job. That tells me that 94 out of 100 people every day are doing something that they're miserable about, just to put food on their table, or to buy a car that they thought was going to make them happy, or to buy a home that they thought was going to make them happy, or to have a vacation. And then they buy those things and realize it didn't make them happy, and they got to keep working that job they hate to perpetuate and pay for those things that didn't work. And it's just a vicious cycle. And I've determined that's not for me. That life is not for me. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do what I love and what I'm passionate about. And I would encourage you to do the same. So, Jordan, thanks for being our guest, our special extra guest.
Yeah, he's a guest.
Anytime.
You're
Happy
welcome
to be here.
anytime
Thank you.
on the episode. We work with Jordan all the time. And Michael, thank you as well. We're going to play a little game with you here in a second. But first, I want to give you the chance to look at the camera and tell the audience how they can find Michael Masters, Small Town Creative, Bizarre Design Lab. Tell them where they can find you.
Plug it, baby.
All right,
Plug the merch.
I think actually the best place that I would push you guys to go look for me on YouTube. That's what I've been doing a lot more lately. I've been creating content for people I call daydreamers. And these are people that are taking action to discover work that they love doing, that they're really good at, that they can sustain a lifestyle doing, get paid for, and that there's a demand for. Like there's people out there who want your content. So look for me on YouTube. If you just search my name, Michael Masters, and look for a little cartoon avatar of my face with red glasses, then you should be able to find me.
What's his name? Dizzy?
Busy Dizzy is
Dizzy,
the name
yeah.
of my avatar. Yes,
that's cool.
He's my creative health scientist.
I gotcha.
friend. Yeah.
Okay, well, Michael, we are going to do something. We've reached this segment of the show that we call Say It in 60.
Okay.
We have here a spinning wheel. Some of our clients have generously donated some prizes, some fabulous prizes. So today you could go home with fabulous prizes. So first we're going to have you spin the wheel. Today you're going to be playing for one of the following: a Tanglewood gift card, a free stay at the Pines Country Inn, a Johnny V's gift card, a Hometown Markets Shell gas card. And that's it. That's it. So we have the spinning wheel here. You're going to take this, go ahead and just push that middle button, spin the wheel, show the camera, and we'll see what you're playing for.
All right.
Drum roll, please. Show the camera.
No, it's it.
Hometown Markets gift card.
Hometown Markets gas card. Yeah.
All right.
So you're going to get a gas
Yeah,
card today.
gas
But-
card. That.
Free gas.
Free
Let's see
gasoline.
if he wins it.
Let's see if he wins. So you have 60 seconds. I got 10 questions for you.
Okay.
And you got to answer these questions in 60 seconds or less. If you don't, you will go home empty-handed. But if you do, you will go home today with
Hometown Markets.
Hometown
Gas
Markets
card.
Shell gas card.
You already forgot, didn't you?
Shell is premium.
Mama's excited.
Shell-
She's listening to this.
Shell gasoline is considered premier top-tier gasoline. It's good for your car. It's good for your health, and it's
It's bad for your health, actually.
bad for
Please
your
don't drink gasoline if you're
drink
watching.
gasoline. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready, Michael?
Okay.
We got
hit me.
60 seconds on the clock. Where's our timer? We got 60
Oh, you want a
seconds.
timer? Oh, I forgot about the timer.
Yeah, it's 60. Say it in 60, Zach. How can
I
you
thought
say
we
it in
just
60?
guess.
I could.
Someone's going to
run the
count.
I don't know how to
All
count
At
that high.
halftime.
Timer
All right.
is ready.
We got 1
Michael,
minute.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Can you say it in 60? All right. Zach, tell us when.
The timer starts now.
All right. What is your favorite app?
My favorite app. Oh, jeez.
Not familiar
YouTube
with that.
Studio.
Off to a rough
there we
start.
go. What is a must-read book?
Must-read book. The Art of Work.
What is a daily habit that everyone should do?
Daily habit. Everyone should do something bizarre every day.
Okay. What is your favorite podcast?
My favorite podcast is A to Z AZ podcast.
The No Easy Way Out podcast.
No, Easy Way Out podcast.
It's not your favorite.
Sorry.
False,
What is
there is no
what does success mean to you?
Success is a state of mind.
What is
30
your
seconds.
What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote, Mike Tyson is, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
I love it. Well, who do you look up to?
I look up to my grandmother VG.
All right. What is a must-watch movie?
Must-watch movie, Big Fish.
All right. What's your why?
My why,
10 seconds.
everybody, my why,
Oh.
do it with passion.
And last question. What is your best piece of advice? 1 second.
Eat pizza.
Oh, I
pizza.
think
He got
made
it just
I
in
think he made it
time.
At the buzzer, he made it. Eat pizza. That is his
I
best
wouldn't have
piece of
gave it
advice.
to him, but Tony's going to give it to him.
I think the judges say he made it with 1 second to spare.
All right.
Kobe clutch at the buzzer. Good job, Michael Masters. Awesome
My
job.
why. You had to throw that one home there.
You're going to go home today with a Shell gas gift card. All right, so good
How
for
much
you.
money is on the
$5. No, I'm just joking. It's a $20 gift card, so
Oh,
good
all right.
for
Thank you.
you.
It's about half a tank, man.
Yes, that's a freelance designer's best day right there.
There you go.
You made my
It's
day.
the best day ever.
Thank you.
The drive from Ovid to Owasso was worth it.
You bet.
All right, anybody got any final words before we sign off today?
There ain't no easy way out.
That's correct. Your favorite podcast, you don't even know the name of it. I love it, though. Thank you for the plug. We appreciate it. Anything from you, Zach?
I'll be back.
Zach will be back.
I'll be back.
And, yes, once you go Zach, you never go back. All right?
Not true.
Thank you for joining us today. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Follow us. We post a video, an episode every single Monday. We meet with local entrepreneurs and talk about things like this. And we want to inspire you. We want to entertain you. And we want you to enjoy it. So thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. As my mother always said, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great, my friends. And don't take the easy way out. Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time is what you usually say.
Oh, okay.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, I see that first. All right. Good job, guys. Good job.